Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking through the whole day with us. I know the weather has been a little bit of everything, and Mother Nature is sharing some water with us right now, so I think that's so beautiful. So let's give it up for Mother Nature, a little bit of water. Let's get it. Well, thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Aispuro-Laoiza, and my pronouns are she, her, ella. I am a community advocate here in our community fighting for environmental justice. And I'm just so excited to start a conversation here with you all and remind you all of the power that we all hold. People of color are more likely to be disproportionately affected by the impacts of the air quality. According to the American Lung Association, people of color are 3.6 times more likely than white people to be living in counties with more than 3 failing grades when it comes to our air quality. Now, before I dive in even deeper into what I want to share with you all today, I want to share a little bit of a story, which is actually a conversation that I found myself a while back with this amazing woman that I had the opportunity to meet. In this conversation that I was with this woman, that I'm not going to name the name just for privacy reasons, I got to really learn a little bit more about her and the struggles of the day-to-day that people can suffer, specifically people of color and of low income. In the conversation that I found myself with this person, she told me that she was a single mother. And not only that, but that also her son suffers from asthma. As our conversation kept flowing and kept going, I got to also learn that not only does her son have asthma, also he is riding those big yellow diesel-fueled school buses where we're putting in our kids every day and exposing them even more to toxic chemicals that they breathe at such a close distance. In that conversation, it also came up how she has been struggling a lot. We're seeing that her son is not doing the bestest in school, and he has to miss school because of the asthma attacks that continue to increase. Why am I sharing this story with you all? Why did I decide to start with this? Well, I'm hoping that I can give you all kind of like a mental visual of what environmental injustices look like. When we think about issues, sometimes we don't think about the domino effect that can cause our lives. And I think that this specific situation really demonstrates how just one issue can really take a toll in our lives and affects us in different areas. Because we can see from these 30 seconds where I shared some snippets of this conversation, we already see a single mother, a mother of color, who's already having to face the systems that we have in place. We have a kid, a boy of color, who is trying to start his education, but he is not succeeding the way that he would want to because of the environment that we are in. So now we're talking about health, we're talking about our mental health as well, we're talking about economics. Why? Because this mother had to miss work to go take her kid to the hospital. That's a paycheck that we are missing. And let's think about it. Hospitals bills are not cheap. Whether you got a good insurance or not, you're gonna have to pay something. So now let's keep in mind people of color who are low income and cannot afford to be doing this all the time. So this is why I wanted to start specifically with this piece, for you all to really envision all of the circumstances and how these issues can really affect our lives in every little piece, in every little area. I want to share with you all a little bit of a project, a campaign that I was a part on in 2018 with community leaders here in Las Vegas. Our goal was to make sure that we were elevating the issue of the air quality. We wanted to make sure that our communities knew what was going on, how we were being affected. But also, we wanted our elected officials to act. We want to bring that urgency to them and tell them that we're hurting, that we're suffering, and that we can't take this anymore, and that we need policies that are going to support us, policies that are equitable and are not going to be leaving people of color, low-income communities behind, because we've seen that too many times. So it's stories like these that I shared earlier that push this specific group to want to take action. Whether we live this, whether we're close to it, whether we know that we're a day close to what can happen to us and our health and our lives, we wanted to take action, and we wanted to create a campaign where we can bring all of our community together to know what is going on and to let them know that we can act. It can be so easy to feel so small when all of these big issues are going on, and it can be hard to think, well, how can I plug myself in? I'm not a climate scientist. I'm not a data expert. I'm not a policy expert. Well, what can I do? This is a little confusing, right? And maybe some of us have felt like that before, that we just don't know enough to be able to take action. But we're wrong. We do know enough. We're experiencing this every day. We're experiencing breathing in this air quality that can develop illnesses. So I want to tell you all that through this campaign, we collaborated, the older and the younger generations. There was room for everyone to take action. No one was left behind. Everyone was an expert in their area. We're all experts in something, whether you all realize it now. Maybe you can have that chat after this talk, with your bestie or your tío or your cousin. What am I good at? What am I an expert at? Because that's what we had to think when we wanted to start this campaign. How can we help? How can we elevate these issues? How can we connect more with our community to let them know that we want to take action? And these are the ways that we can take that action. Well, we decided to do it two ways. The first one was through digital outlets. We know that everyone is on Facebook, on Twitter. 2018, TikTok was rising up, so a lot of things are going on social media. So that was the first way that we wanted to tackle this issue. The second one was through our traditional outlets, which I will touch base a little bit right now. So when talking about digital outlets, how we decided to go about it, we wanted to connect with communities and our elected officials through Twitter, through Instagram, through TikTok. And if you're new to the game, Twitter is your BFF. If you're trying to connect with your legislator or whoever you're trying to chat to, tag them. They're more likely to see it. But those were the avenues that we wanted to take when we were taking over social media. But also we wanted to give a visual to people. We just didn't want to tell people, did you know the air quality sucks? We don't want to scare them and just tell them like, oh, this is the issue, everyone run, right? No, we want to present the issue, but we also want to present ways and how we can take action. We don't want to stop them and just say, well, this is what's going on. This is it. No. Through this digital campaign, we wanted to record, and we used air quality monitors where we were actually monitoring the air quality in areas of town. So we had people on the east side, west side, north side, all sides of town recording the air quality monitor. Now, I said we're not data people. All we did is turn on the device, and it got the information. So there was not that much of work for us to do. Again, we're not very techy on that. But it was a really good device that helped us visualize what we were recording ourselves and showing to our community members. I'm on the east side of town. There's air quality monitor is literally showing us that the air that we're breathing is terrible, and this is what can happen to our lives. And again, when we're releasing this information, when we're sharing these videos, we want to make sure that we have a call to action because we want people to take action. We want people to be able to do something, not just to know the problem and just sit with it, right? So that is what we did when it came to our digital outlets. But we also wanted to make sure that we were touching into our traditional ways of organizing, mobilizing, spreading the word, right? Who doesn't like to, well, personally, I like to show up in meetings and tell people what I want to see. I want to testify. I want to tell you why I want this policy to become a bill. I want to tell you how this is affecting our lives. And that's the way that we did it. While the youth was focusing on the digital aspects of this campaign to make sure that we were connecting with communities and elected officials, We also had our older generations going into the in-person meetings, writing in their letters and submitting them to the committees that were working on this policy that could soon become a bill. These were the two ways that we wanted to work to make sure that we were elevating the issue of the air quality. We wanted to make sure that we were touching our people on social media, that we were connecting with them, and that we were able to connect them to the way that they could take action. And we wanted to do that in a traditional way, connecting with the rest of our community, because we know that we're everywhere. If we don't find you on Facebook, we'll find you in that event in person. We know where we can find you, right? So that's the way that we decided to do it. And if you're curious, you're probably like, all right, you keep talking about this policy and how y'all decided to come together and spread the word and all that good stuff. Well, we were able to pass it, so I think that's super amazing. And we were able to pass it because it's that power in the number of people. It's that power of the people, right? Because it can be really hard when you're looking into issues. And nowadays, right, there's just so many things going on with the world. And it's so easy to feel so small and look at those issues like it's something so big. And you're like, this is scary. Like, this is bigger than me. I do not know what to do. I'm freaking out with y'all, right? But you're not small. We're not small. And we're bigger and we're stronger when we're together. That is the key for community. That is the key for justice, is sticking together with your community, finding your people, finding your gente, rallying everyone up, and really delegating and really leading with your strengths, right? We're all an expert in something, and that's the way that we wanted to go about this specific issue. We wanted everyone involved. And we wanted to pass this specific policy because we knew that our communities deserve better. And we know that we can do better. And we're tired of having to pay for things that we're not even leading on or creating. We're basically the ones who end up paying for all this harm that is caused to us at a disproportionate rate. So yes, we were able to pass it. And yes, those thoughts came into mind of, can we really do this? Right? This is a big thing. Are we powerful enough? Yes, we were powerful enough. And this specific group, just like other groups who also supported this specific policy, knew that we could pass this bill as long as we were together, because that is what matters. In Comunidad, in community, we are stronger. In community, we are better together. So never feel small. You know who your community is and you know where you can find them. And we know that we're not going to take injustices, and we know we're going to fight because we know we're better than that, and we know that we deserve basic human rights. So next time that you feel like you're little or you can't make a change, that's not it. Find your people. Get your people together. Lead with your strengths. Everyone is good here in something. So never take no for an answer and fight for what you deserve. Thank you for listening.